Hey guys, this is Mike Turner with Michael J. Turner Home Inspections, and today we're going to discuss how to save money on your electric bill just by balancing the load. This was something I used to do back in the 90s and early 2000s when I worked for an energy management company, where we would go into hospitals and school systems and promise them that we'll save them, millions of dollars, which we always did. So I just wanted to pass on a little bit of that to you. I'm going to go ahead and flip this video around and get started. So how are we going to save money on our electric bill by balancing the load? Well, there's a few things I want to explain before we move further. The electric company, whether it's Entergy or Cleco or whoever your provider is always going to read the power that draws the most amps. Okay, we have one leg here and one leg here. This is a single phase residential panel, 120/240. You can see I got 117 volts. And then if I go across both of these terminals, I have 230 volts. And then if I go from the black to the neutral, I'll have 115 volts. So let's just go ahead and say this is 120, this is 120. Together, we have the 220. If this side is drawing 50 amps and this side is drawing 5 amps, Entergy or your power company is going to read this side. So how do we get equal amp draw across the legs? Well, the 220 systems for your dryers and your ACs are already balanced. This may be drawing 10 amps and this is going to draw 10 amps. This is going to draw 15 amps. This is going to draw whatever that component is, whatever that appliance or dryer is. So your 220s you don't have to worry about. What we have to worry about is the single pole breakers, these. Now, many times there's some what we call piggybacks or tandem breakers, and I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about. So we have 120 volts coming in here, 120 volts coming in here. Together we got 220 volts. If you see here, this side of the leg comes down, it skips one and continues on. If we put all of our 120 volt breakers on one side of the feeder, on one leg, okay, it's going to draw all this amp, while the other side's not drawing anything. So we want to balance that load by taking this breaker. As you can see, this follows this one. We skip this one, so we got to get to this side. So we'll put the breaker on this side and we'll start balancing the load. But here's a simple way we can do it for residential. I'm going to explain to you in just a minute. We're going to go ahead and turn this breaker on. And we're going to take an amp draw on this red wire, which is one leg. And as you can see, we are reading 0. I'll even scroll down a little bit less and we're reading right about 1 amp. And we're going to go to the other side. And we can see we pegged it out. So I'm going to have to change my setting here. And we are drawing right about 18, 19 amps just on this leg. So you know what the power company is reading right now? Not this side, not the 1 amp. They reading this. They reading 19, 18, 20 amps, and this is what they're going to charge you for. So what do we need to do? Well, this is the tandem breaker or piggyback breaker, and it's operating on the same leg, this one, this black wire right here. So these two breakers might be controlling a dishwasher, a hair dryer, a window unit, an AC fan motor, anything. This could be drawing anything. Of course, you're going to have to get an electrician who's familiar with balancing the load to properly disperse those breakers to get the even amperage. But watch this. We're going to go ahead and turn this off. And with a simple move of a wire, by putting it on the other leg, so we're going to pull this wire off, put it on another breaker. Make sure we got it. Alright. And we're going to put this back on. Alright, now we're going to pull the amps again. The black leg, we're not drawing it right. I'm going to move it up a little bit. Alright, so we're drawing about 7 amps here. We're going to go to the red wire, and we're drawing about 12 amps here. So we are looking better. We still got to do some more adjustments to get it balanced, but depending on the load being drawn, we can balance the load so we're not drawing, 19, 20 amps on one side and 0 on the other. We try to balance it out as best we can, and that's as simple as just moving it in from one side of the leg to putting it on this side. So once we can balance the leg, I want this one to read, 30 amps, and I want this one to read 30 amps. And this is how we can save money. So Integy or your power company's not reading all these amps on one leg.